Okay, so I just saw this video by like this woman Ivy Anita who was talking about something that happened in Uganda. So obviously Uganda is in Africa. I think it's in West Africa. But it looks like they passed an anti-homosexuality bill, and all of these people are now excited about this. I feel like sometimes people watch my content or listen to my point of view and they don't understand something. I'm not homophobic. Like, I don't have negative thoughts about gay people. Like, I don't, it's not that I don't care about anybody else's sexuality. Like, you watching this video, I don't care how you sexually identify. I also don't care how you racially identify, how you culturally identify. I don't care because like what I care about is me. That's the whole point. Like, so when I'm making videos and I'm talking about like Mona being a lesbian, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I think that Mona's life is great, and it's great with her being a lesbian. Like, like I also think that wow, when you have countries who are making like anti anything laws, when they're like outlawing lifestyles, that's when you start to live under like a dictatorship, and that's when you're starting to get into like realms of like China. And as a person who is very aware, and for a few years I was around a lot of moms who were Chinese and have kind of shared with me very specific reasons why they would never raise their children in China and how awful it is to live under a dictatorship like that. There are reasons that people like America and the freedom that America offers. Now, I will say this: any society, like all societies, need women to move forward. So, and the other thing I feel like more people should be aware of, um, most like, well, I don't want to say that. How someone sexually identifies, though, just shouldn't really impact you. If you know that you are a straight person and you are sexually attracted to the opposite sex, that's good for you. If you are not, that's kind of good for you. Like, it doesn't really, it shouldn't be impacting other people that much. That is a strange thing. If you are overly concerned with someone else, like, and how they're fucking, like, you have major issues in your own life. Like, the people who are coming for the OnlyFans girls, especially like the conservatives, I have an issue with them too, because like, why do you care what the OnlyFans girls are doing? Like the podcast bros and all that shit, like that's what a stalker is made of. Those dudes go stalker. Like, imagine having an entire platform dedicated to like demonizing another person. Because you do realize you could also spend that time just talking about the shit that you like. I'm just saying you could. Or like we're actively doing shit that you like. If you were spending all of your hours just like doing the things that you like to do, then why would you give a shit about how the others feel? So let's go back to Uganda for a second, and why like this woman makes a lot of sense. She's basically saying like a lot of parts of Africa are still considered the developing world. It's developing because people don't have running water, they don't have electricity, they don't have air conditioner, they don't have lights. Most people don't have Wi-Fi and like laptops. They're not, we can be sitting here making like I could be in Africa right now making a video very similar to this, but I still have all of my American privilege. I could just come back and just get a job and get an apartment and go back to like life here, right? So I can go to work, and then with my money I can use my money to buy like the things that I want, and I can work harder and earn more money, and I can try to make like videos that are like critically engaging for you, and hopefully I'll be able to monetize off of that in the future. But even if not, like, I'm still gonna go to dinner every single night. I'm still gonna go to the wine shop every single night. Okay. Like my AC doesn't really change unless the weather changes. If the weather changes beyond 10 degrees, then I change like my thermostat so that like the entire apartment gets like warmer. My kitties have kitten trees. Like I don't know, my life isn't gonna like change that much. Like the bus routes are all the same. I'm gonna go to the mall and watch a movie whenever I want. We got like an unlimited pass, so I can just watch like every movie. And then when something happens the next day, I'm gonna like talk to my friends about it. We're gonna have like engaging conversations. Sometimes we're not gonna agree about it. If there's something that happens in society that's like really triggering for me, I'm gonna go talk to a therapist about it, and unpack it and journal it, and maybe come here and make a video about it and make an Instagram post, a feelings like photo journal where I'm like, you know, or something to just express my emotions. But the routine remains the same, right? The problem in Africa is people are getting, I think they took a long time to create a bill that's outlawing somebody's sexual preferences, but they're not making like an anti-hunger bill. There's a lot of people who are going hungry, so you can't be gay but you can be starving. You can't be gay but you can be unemployed. Like there are way bigger issues facing the country, and I think that it is a really sad point in time, right, when you have a lot of people who like to get excited about things that aren't making a difference. Like at the end of the day, just remember who's feeding you. Remember if you are comfortable at night sleeping and if you feel safe. And remember how those things were provided for you, if they are. If they are not, you need to get there. Just always go back to Maslow's hierarchy of needs and where you are on that, you know, pyramid. And just be serious about where you are. If you're not at the top, that's okay. You don't have to be at the, not being at the top is a part of society. I'm definitely not at the top of the pyramid. But this is life, and the days move forward. Globally, many Black people are at the bottom of this pyramid. This is why a lot of people get excited when they see Black people who are billionaires. The thing that you need to realize, though, and I feel like actually Fab Socialism again made a really good video about that. You are not Black and get to the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs without doing some pretty deceitful shit. We can say what we want about Beyonce and Jay-Z, but they are mega capitalists. They, like, Beyonce has exploited sexuality in a way that like really no one else has. Her sexuality is her commodity in a way that like just no one else has done that. I'm not saying Beyonce is like a Jezebel in action, but she's no sexy red, right? But she's also no prudent Mary. So we'll just let that sink in, okay? And I think that globally, Black people, especially Black women, just need to be way more aware, way more politically aware, and move in ways that prioritize human comfort and survival. I think that it's very nice to have glamour and to have beauty and to have beauty. And another thing I want to say too, and I've tried to make this point multiple times on this channel. Black women are always going to have privilege because Black women have beauty. Women have beauty in society. It doesn't matter how much women are hypersexualized or whatever, because all of the OnlyFans whores that everyone loves to talk about are still making bank, even though they're like notable whores. I thought that was a really good point of the movie Poor Things with is it Emma Stone? I think you should watch that movie if you haven't seen it. It's great. But she literally becomes a whore, an actual whore, and learns quite a lot about society while doing it. And I think that, like, for some reason in the black community right now, a lot of the conversations are around pretty privilege, this, access to this, why do certain people have this? And everyone seems to care. But the point is, like, you have to have some universal standard, right? Where it's like women have beauty, including black women. Because we have so little representation of black women, a lot of people don't know what that looks like. The point that I've been trying to make with this channel is that rich men all over the world know what beautiful black women look like. They know. They know. You can't hide. Okay? You can't plastic surgery it away. It is genetic. They know. And they like it. And there's nothing that you can do to take it away or to change it. This is why people keep saying they talk about Instagram face. It's actually not really Instagram face. What it just comes down to is like pretty women of all shades of the spectrum, all colors. They're from all different countries, really, including the black ones from Africa, including the white ones from Europe. Okay. The pretty girls recognize who the other pretty girls are, and everybody's like, "Oh, she's really pretty. Oh yeah, she's really pretty. Oh yeah, her. They have the beauty. Yes, okay." And economically, women can improve their lives by utilizing their beauty to get closer in proximity to wealth. That is just a thing. That is a way that society works. It's like a global thing that's been real throughout human history. That isn't going to change now, and there will be black women who capitalize on that, even in places like Hollywood. But I like the fact that we have representation now with YouTube and Instagram, okay, so that you can see regular black women who do not come from a bunch of wealth and also just appreciate the beauty that they have as individuals, okay? That's a point that I've been trying to make with this channel. But yes, it is very strange to watch sexual politics play out in the developing world. Economically, Uganda is not in a place where you should be talking about sexual politics. You should be talking about famine, housing, electricity, and Wi-Fi. Maybe global access to education and healthcare. Certainly not sexual politics. That's very backwards ideology. It's weird.